It's rare when a film comes along that's birthed from comedy royalty yet does not embrace its pedigree. A film written and directed by a Monty Python alum featuring himself and another alumnus, as well as Mickey Rooney and Tim Robbins fresh off of a turn in Bull Durham. It doesn't lean into comedy though, it flirts with it at times and focuses on a diet epic presentation, if there were such a thing. It follows in the footsteps of fellow Monty Python regular Terry Gilliam's failed fantasy comedies in 1977's Jabberwocky and the massive bomb that was The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Terry Jones's Erik the Viking was released in 1989 with a whimper, fading from theaters like a Norse sun on the horizon. Erik the Viking would rather challenge his culture's endless chase for riches and violence than chase after laugh lines. He would rather defy unquestioning faith than deliver a punchline. Spoilers ahead. We open with the natural sounds of a fire's flicker interrupted by the timber of Viking raiders. A massacre takes place outside the walls of a bakery. Erik brings the fury inside. A frightened maiden accepts her fate. She will be violated. A minute into the movie and there's an ill-advised stab at generating laughter at Erik failing to rape Helga due to issues with his wardrobe. Helga flusters him by questioning his experience. He insists he's been looting and pillaging up and down the coast.
Looting and pillaging, eh?
Yes.
What about the raping?
Shut up.
Frustrated, Erik again tries to disrobe.
Do you like women?
Huh? Of course I like women. I love them.
You don't love me.
Well, no, I don't. Mind you, I'm not saying I couldn't get to like you.
Other than attempted rape, he seems like a swell guy. She stands up to him and he develops feelings for her. Erik admits he doesn't like it. It's crude. Helga convinces him that killing and looting is also bad. What's the point? To pay for the next expedition?
But that's a circular argument. If the only reason for the expedition is the killing and looting, and the only reason for the killing and looting is to pay for the next expedition, they cancel each other out.
They bicker like a married couple. Inside come another couple of Vikings. Helga does Erik a favor by stating that he raped her. Assuming that Erik finished with his work, the other two decide to take their turn. Erik defends Helga and kills his colleagues, only he accidentally impales her as well.
It's the thought that counts.
Erik has an existential crisis now that's going to set up the adventures in this movie. Helga shone a light on Erik's pointless existence. Why should he care, she asks. Bring in the credits. That was an effective open to the movie. Will what follows keep up the vibe? Sorry, this was 1989, vibe wasn't a thing. But will it match the urgency, the quality? We move into a mead hall. Erik's fellow Vikings are engaging in drunken revelry and are a menace to the women. Neither Erik nor Harold, a Christian missionary, are amused. Harold offers a woman an opportunity to convert, but is denied. In the midst of all this debauchery, Erik has a vision of Helga. And due to confusion, we get a bar fight. Erik leaves in gloom. Mickey Rooney, Erik's grandfather, pursues in concern.
We toil and labor, we loot and pillage, we rape and kill, and yet, why are you talking this piffle, son? Where does it all get us, Grandpa?
Erik tells Grandpa of Helga, who, quote, got him thinking.
Killed her.
That's my boy.
Cut to Erik running, pursuing Freya. A beautiful shot of a cloudy sky looming aloft mountains. I'm guessing they did a matte shot here? He enters a cave and the green screen work here isn't quite clean. There's a green halo around Erik's head. This will be a thing throughout. Here he finds Freya, played by Eartha Kitt, the second best Catwoman. I'm sorry, but I'm a Julie Newmar guy. No offense to Lee Mayweather.
Men only interested in fighting and killing.
Yes. But has it always been like that? Since the beginning of time?
She asks if he's ever seen the sun. He just accepts that it's always been beyond the clouds, but he remembers the sky was once blue. Freya says that it was once said a wolf would swallow the sun, bringing a great winter. Along with that, wars, endless war, the age of Ragnarok. Erik asks if there was anything that men could do. She replies,
The gods are asleep, Erik.
Well, I will go and wake them up then.
She tells him he must go to High Brazil. He must find the horn resounding and blow it 3 times.
The first note will take you to Asgard. The second note will awaken the gods. And the third note will bring you home. Once you are in the spell of the horn, hatred will destroy you.
And so he leaves for home. Freya's words provide a path for Erik to follow, but he has a question that she cannot answer. Back at the village, Sven and Thorfinn brawl because he accused Sven's grandfather of dying of old age. That's a sick burn. The only honorable way to die is violently, so you can go to Valhalla. Erik breaks up the quarrel to the dismay of the onlookers.
Aren't you afraid of crossing the Rainbow Bridge to Asgard?
I will join my grandfather there. He's not in Valhalla.
He died of old age.
There's another way, shouts Erik.
We'll be dangerous. Maybe none of us will return.
Oh, well, that's much more sensible than just Thorfinn getting killed.
He suggests crossing the Rainbow Bridge. Harold says you can't find somewhere that doesn't exist. Sven says they can't cross the Rainbow Bridge. Erik asks if they are afraid to go to Asgard. Of course they aren't. Erik says they will be the first living men to set foot in the halls of the gods.
But how? I don't know.
But he's not afraid to try. Armed with just his faith that was informed by 2 meetings with 2 women he doesn't even know. The adventurers prepare for their voyage. They assemble a new longship. Loki approaches Kettle, the oppressively handsome blacksmith with a poisoned tongue. Loki is devious. Kettle is honorable. Loki manipulates Kettle after being rebuffed of many attempts to betray the Vikings. He reminds him of the blacksmith's code. The age of Ragnarok is good for blacksmiths. These arms dealers see a steady flow of business in times of conflict, and in the age of Ragnarok, there is always conflict.
If he ever crosses Bifrost the Rainbow Bridge, if he ever wakens the gods,
They chased Fenrir the wolf from the sky.
the age of Ragnarok ends and...
The bottom falls out of the sword business.
Thus putting all blacksmiths out of business. Loki persuades Kettle that he cannot let Erik succeed. Our brave heroes prepare to depart as their loved ones mourn them.
And if you have to kill somebody, kill them. Don't stop to think about it.
I never do.
Sven is a berserk and has a volatile relationship with his father. Harold joins, hoping to, quote, do business on the way. Erik's grandfather encourages him to give a speech.
Maybe untold dangers do lie ahead of us, and some of you may well be looking at the ones you love for the last time, but don't grieve. You see, even if the hordes of Muspel tear us limb from limb, or the fire giants burn each and every one of us to a cinder, even if we are swallowed by the dragon of the North Sea, or if we fall off the edge of the world, don't cry. No, don't cry.
Not exactly President Obama, is he? They haven't even left and a tragedy has occurred. Kettle has decided to join the voyage. The women are crestfallen. I mean, he is, like I said, oppressively handsome. Cut to a montage of Loki on a similar trek to Erik's from a few minutes ago, perhaps a more dangerous one. Back to the boat as we have arguments over essentially seating arrangements. These guys would not do well on a Southwest Airlines flight.
Doesn't matter where you sit.
Yes, it does. We could be at sea for months.
What difference does it make where you're sitting? You sit there and you sit there.
Now you've got all the big ones on one side.
Kettle sit here, Harold there, Leaf there, Bjarni there.
Now you've got all the ones with beards on one side and all the moustaches on the other.
And as they disembark, Erik has another vision of Helga. They head out to sea with the destination, but they're not entirely certain where they are heading. Loki reaches his destination, the local Durat, or warlord, Halfdan the Black, portrayed by Johncleese. He's a rather unpleasant fellow, doling out torturous death sentences for those not meeting their tax obligations.
Just cut his hand off.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, my lord. Thank you, a million thank yous.
See, sometimes he does show mercy, though. Loki warns of Erik's mission, and a warlord such as Halfdan the Black would certainly suffer if Ragnarok were to end. While battling seasickness, our boys spy a rival ship in the distance. They recognize it as Halfdan the Black. They have no chance in battle. They must outrun them. Their helms may not be practical, but they sure are badass. Their best chance to lose Halfdan is in the sea fog. It appears to have worked. With oars up, they drift for a while.
We've passed through the gates of the world. Now we're in the unknown.
Wherever they are, it's eerie. The gang spots something in the sky.
I never thought I should live to see the sun again.
Could it be?
Where?
Harold doesn't see it, though. They are mesmerized by the majesty of it all, swaying back and forth. Should the sun do that? Harold still sees nothing. It's a lure like an anglerfish. It's the dragon of the North Sea.
Well, that's why I go.
Whether or not you believe in it, it sure put them in a pickle. They try to escape, but keep losing men. A tooth pierces the hull. No longer content with inaction, Erik has a plan. He takes a pillow with him. What is going on here? Sven goes berserk and tries to headbutt the dragon into submission. Erik stuffs feathers into the dragon's nose.
It's at times like this that this book can prove most useful. For example,
Shut up and roll, you idiot!
Harold would be foolish to let a conversion opportunity go to waste. Sven pierces the flesh and causes the dragon to breathe in the feathers. Unintended teamwork. A big sneeze has our sailors flying first class in escape. Where will the winds take them now? They celebrate triumphantly, but soon enough realize they have a problem. Yeah, they may have just discovered gravity. We lose a few more nameless men. They seem to fall for a very, very long time. They straighten out. And now they are sinking. The gang dumps water overboard in an exercise in futility.
isn't there anybody who would like to be christened before we go down?
What do we have to do?
I simply immerse you in water.
Get lost!
They vow to kill each other rather than drown. And then, nothing. They stop sinking. They see the sun, for real this time.
Look!
What amazing luck. They make landfall, having no idea what lies ahead. Hands on their hilts, our adventurers are ready for what danger may bring them. Thorfinn takes the lead, ready to strike any foe he runs into. A beautiful maiden in slumber. They approach to snatch her weapons, but there are none. She begins to stir.
Let's hack her to pieces. No! What else do we do?
How about making friends?
Friends?
What's wrong with making friends?
You don't go through all the hardships of an ocean voyage to make friends.
She awakens and welcomes them. She informs them that they are on High Brazil, where everyone is a friend. She freaks out when she realizes they have swords and pleads for them to disarm. But why?
For the gods decreed that if ever swords spilled human blood upon these shores, the whole of High Brazil would sink beneath the waves.
How do you take revenge?
How do you punish people?
How do you defend yourselves?
We don't have to. We're all terribly nice to each other.
All the time?
I just can't get over how beautiful Princess Odd is. Anyway, the High Brazilians are always terribly nice to each other, and King Arnulf may be very nice, but he's horribly prideful and perhaps a bit stubborn. Erik tells King Arnulf he must find the horn resounding. Princess Odd clearly has a thing for Erik. And moments later, the aftermath of Erik and Odd enjoying recreation time.
You felt like this before.
Oh, it was different.
What was she like?
Man, Helga really got her hooks into Erik.
I never loved anybody.
I've never been to bed with anybody.
And we confirm Erik was a virgin.
Odd, open up!
Odd's father is at the door. Halfdan is approaching. Oh, the tension. Odd covers Erik with a cloak that makes the wearer invisible. King Arnulf looks at Erik's direction, but he doesn't see him. The cloak invisible, Odd's mother's parting gift.
I just want to help you to get to Asgard.
Erik mustn't allow Halfdan the Black to make landfall, but what can he do? They are afraid, even Thorfinn, who fears nothing.
I've heard of a magic that strikes fear into the heart so you cannot fight.
Yes. I can feel it.
I always feel like this.
Things don't look good for Team Erik.
If they're using magic, we'll use a magic of our own!
Erik has an ace up his sleeves, or rather Princess Odd does. He races back to retrieve the cloak invisible, leaving his confused crew in a lurch.
Why didn't you come up by the stairs?
He asks for the clerk. He grabs it and ignores her as she tries to tell him something. He's in a hurry and doesn't have time for her trivial chit-chat.
It only seems to work on my father.
But he doesn't hear her. Erik returns to his men more confident than he should be, but he thinks he's fighting magic with magic. Filled with misplaced urgency, Erik brings the fight to Halfdan. Erik promises his men they'll see the magic. Halfdan's boat does a thing.
Here's the magic from the king's daughter. Huh?
Confusion.
How did he do that then?
Do what?
Vanish.
Everybody can see him but Harold. The cloak works on King Arnulf and Harold, the Christian missionary trying to change the beliefs of men in a foreign land, and the king of blindly faithful, obnoxiously nice people. One could try to come up with reasons why these two are blind, but I'll leave that up in the air. Anyway, it is Erik who is blind to the fact that the cloak is not working. It fills him with a boldness, a cockiness, and he's off.
Oh, scary, scary. Don't we look mean? You can't see me, but I can see you.
Halfdan's henchmen are utterly confused. Funny thing happened, though. Erik starts knocking over and killing Halfdan's men. And the slaves see an opportunity. Halfdan orders his nitwits to kill Erik.
The bear's gone.
The sight of mighty Erik emboldens his troops, and it's go time.
Now you see me, now you don't.
We have ourselves a battle. We lose Thorfinn and Sven goes berserk. Halfdan's warriors lose. He makes his escape. And who do we find on the boat? That dick Loki.
Halfdan wanted to stop you waking the gods, so I disguised myself to sabotage their plans.
He gives Kettle credit for the plan, and Erik falls for it.
How is it that you can see me? You can all see me.
What do you mean?
Why shouldn't we see you?
Well,
I can't see you.
I'm wearing the cloak invisible.
Oh, there you are.
You mean you could all see me this whole time?
Weren't we supposed to?
Oh. I feel a little,
King Arnulf thanks Erik and the gang for saving them. Erik requests that they lend him the horn resounding as a way of showing gratitude. Arnulf freely gives it to Erik, asking if he knows how to play, to which Erik assures him that he does. Arnulf is eager to be rid of Erik. That evening, Loki reminds Kettle why he came.
Take this and throw it from the cliff heights.
Without the mouthpiece, Erik cannot play the horn. The sun is rising. Beautiful Princess Odd is below the cliff as Kettle approaches. He's about to throw the mouthpiece over when Snorri catches him. There's a struggle. Odd is there to retrieve the mouthpiece before it is lost at sea. But oh no, Loki kills Snorri. High Brazil is doomed. An earthquake begins to dismantle the island, awakening our heroes. The island is sinking.
Whatever else is happening, you can rest assured, High Brazil is not sinking.
May I just make a point in support of what King Arnulf's just said?
And that's the level of faith and stupidity Arnulf and his citizens share. Everybody but Odd. She and the Vikings make overtures to join them on the boat, but they stubbornly disbelieve their own eyes and drown with the island. Princess Odd is the MVP here. What a woman.
I think you'll find it's all a question of what you want to believe in, and I happen to have more experience in these matters than you do, I think.
Poor Odd has just lost her home, her entire family. It is time to blow the first note, but all that came out is a fart sound. Nobody knows how to play the horn. Others take turns and the results do not change. Princess Odd comes over with the mouthpiece. Just take a moment and watch her work. Odd really has been the most valuable member of the gang. A terrible noise emanates from around them. The water is disturbed. A storm rages. Harold is knocked out. Sven ties the boat to a rock. The only thing keeping them from falling over the edge of the world is the rock. Odd tells them to let go. Kettle and Loki accuse her of trying to get revenge for the loss of her family.
You do want your dad's God, don't you?
How do we know that's the way? We blew the horn resounding!
Kettle confesses and Loki tries to kill him.
Hatred will destroy you.
Kettle throws Loki overboard, a beautiful shot looking over the edge of the world. Erik lets go of the rock, and once again we are flying. Say what you want about whether this movie is good or not, but Terry Jones and his team knock it out of the park with their visuals at times. This is a true delight. You can feel the wonder that envelops the crew. They land and all are asleep. Another vision of Helga.
Bifrost. The Rainbow Bridge.
They are so close.
Asgard.
Harold sees nothing. Erik blows the second note, a repeat of the violent noise and shaking of the first one. And now the stars sparkle. They have their heading. A path illuminates. Odd is in love with Erik. Time to blow the third note, but Erik is not finished. He apologizes, but he's come here to find somebody. They take the road to Valhalla.
It's solid. It's real. Now do you believe us? There's nothing there.
The gates open and they enter. Erik spies Helga baking in Valhalla.
Oh, good, it's Mr. Wonderful.
I've come to take you back to the land of the living.
What a stupid idea.
Rough start. We find out the gods are children. Erik implores them to end Ragnarok. to end the fighting.
Erik the Viking, the things you seek are not in our power. We don't make men love each other or hate each other.
Their fallen comrades and loved ones appear. Odin tells Erik he cannot return to Midgard. Odd convinces Harald to blow the third note. He's the only non-believer among them, so the gods hold no power over him. Odin tells Erik he'll send him and his crew to the pits of hell for going to Valhalla without dying in battle.
I tried to save you!
Why should you care?
I don't know, I just did!
All seems lost. They all fall as Harald blows the third note. Magically, they are saved and are sent back home. They celebrate. Some of their dead are with them too, but there is no one to welcome them. The villagers are bound and gagged. Halfdan the Black is here for revenge. Look out! Death from above! Harald and their boat enter the scene. We celebrate and have a good laugh. The sun rises and the age of Ragnarok has ended. The film is better than the middling reviews it received. It had solid laughs here and there, but never committed fully to being a comedy. This was definitely a low-budget film, but the crew did well with what they had. The story dabbles into commentary on faith and religion as well as purpose in life. The big things happened in threes here. The three notes from the horn resounding. Takes you to Asgard, awakens the god, takes you home. But perhaps more importantly, and below the surface, are the three women that had influence over Erik. Helga inspired Erik in her death. She gave him purpose. Freya informed Erik on his quest. She gave him a map. Princess Odd practically held Erik's hand and took him to his destination and returned him home. There is also the tragedy of unrequited love. Erik loved Helga, who did not return the sentiment. That love was not earned. Princess Odd loved Erik, who was incapable, too foolish really, to share the feeling. Maybe his eyes will open thanks to the light of the newly returned sun. You can stream Erik the Viking for free as of this recording on Pluto TV.